Welcome to Neutral Voices. Tonight is the voice of the people where your voice truly matters. And we're going to still continue with our conversation about love. And we got a little laughter going on, so somebody must be in love right
We
now.
got some love in the room.
Love
We
in the room.
do.
Ain't no love.
Ain't no love.
That's what E
No
keeps saying down there. I
time.
don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's up. He must be going through something right now.
No, I'm not going through it. Just ain't no love.
Ain't
In the
love.
heart
Ain't
of
no
the
love.
city.
Ain't no love in the heart of
Wow.
Oh,
the city. Well,
Okay.
speaking of love, we posed a question. And we asked, do you believe in love at first sight?
We're
We're gonna jump that off.
ooh.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
And y'all talk about me. She
Wow.
over here gagging.
well, okay.
Wow.
I just want to say. So I just want to share this with you. You know, they say that you actually know how you feel about somebody in the first 4 minutes.
That's not true.
Clarence, you don't
I'm
know. You
just
can't say it.
I'm just
You
saying.
cannot tell nobody how they
everybody
feel
out
about
there-
somebody in the first
Listen.
Tell me that's not true.
I know.
Okay,
Just because-
hold on. I got something for you, Doc. Let me in on this one. You said it's not true, but you've been with the same woman since the 5th grade.
Right.
It was longer than
Next,
4
let's go.
minutes.
What you
It
was about to
longer
say,
than 4
Doc?
minutes.
I was just gonna say, you know, that's what facts have proven. Anyway, 55% of what we know about someone comes from their body language within those first 4 minutes of meeting them.
I can see part
I
of
need you to
that.
talk
So,
to me
like,
more than 4 minutes because I got to know how dumb you are.
well, usually, yeah, I could stand someone for about 4 minutes, so I can see where the 4 minutes can come through. That's long enough to know that.
Actually, you know, I'm just asking a question. I don't know. I heard within the first 3 months, a man could tell if he want to marry a woman. Is that true?
I believe that.
Do you believe that?
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
I believe 3 months. I believe in 3 months
6 months they'll show.
Well, okay,
Crazy
wait,
don't
wait,
show
wait.
up for 6 months.
Okay. Okay, so let me put it this way. It
Okay.
depends on how much of herself she has given him in those 3 months. So
It's-
when I
it's
think
just-
about it, you know, living with somebody for 3 months, you probably can decide. But if you're being a lady, I would say
What you
he
mean?
won't.
Exactly.
That's a whole nother conversation. 'cause
Exactly.
I'm
that's the
saying I
question.
don't think he would know
Right.
in 3
I'm
months.
just saying.
Yeah.
I was told that the first 3 months.
You got to stop hanging around them
Yeah,
people.
and we're gonna get to a comment, but I'm gonna tell you truthfully, crazy don't show up until the 6 months. So
Clarence,
you don't know
And
that.
it don't even show up then.
We can
Trust
hold
that.
it in a long time,
And
as
mine's
long as
come
it
out the
takes.
first 2 days. I ain't gonna lie to you. Mine's come right out the first 2 days.
Okay, so you in love with somebody? So real quick, I just want to ask you this.
First
I'm
2
sorry,
days.
and then we gonna get to what we're supposed to do. But E, let's just say you got this good relationship going, and you in love with this person. She's in love with you, and so. But what is that one thing that's gonna be a trigger for you to say this love is over? What is it that she has to do? I'm helping our people out here, our
end
ladies.
it?
So what is that one thing a woman can do to just make you be like, you know what, love is a wrap?
That's been done.
But what is it that they? I'm just saying. I want to know. You know, let's help our
This
ladies.
is only a 20-minute show. You don't want me to run through the list.
On the top 3. The top.
I'm
Just
just saying. It's too long. I mean,
Wow.
with me,
Yeah.
I'm a conversationalist. You know, people don't think I am because I'm quiet at times.
Right.
But my mind is always moving.
Okay.
So if I can't hold a conversation with you, ain't no
Okay.
point.
Good conversation,
I agree.
communication. Okay. All right.
Well, do you believe in love at first sight? Stephen Hawking said, hold on.
Can you
see
read?
somebody do something spectacular and selflessly that you could fall in love with them. You know, but what is spectacular? I don't personally, I'm going to tell you.
And who is he that
that
matters?
Yeah.
No.
No. And I'm going to tell you what I say because I don't believe in love at first sight. I don't personally believe in love at first sight.
I think it can happen.
It can. People believe in it. I'm telling you what I believe. I'm that person that needs to know you.
Okay.
I need to know. I need to know you intimate on a whole nother level, intellectually, you know, conversationally, like he's saying. So I have to feel you. It's not just going to be that quick, just that looks. I'm not that look person.
So you know that in 5th grade?
You're not looking person.
It was the whole 5th grade.
5th grade, you know that
Okay,
already.
right.
It was the whole 5th
That's
grade.
the whole inside joke. Y'all got to watch some of the other shows.
It's the whole
All of them.
5th
But
grade.
listen, but so you honestly, I mean, obviously you fell in love with your wife, but I'm saying, so you don't believe,
Sure.
or you,
You sure?
And I feel
see,
sorry for her.
okay, so I won't even
Go
talk
ahead.
to you.
Go ahead.
I won't even talk to you.
Go ahead.
But have you ever, been having a conversation with someone, or it's just something about them, and you knew, and you couldn't figure out what it was, but it's like when you were around that person, it made you feel different, and you just kind of like were excited to be in that person's presence. Have you ever maybe experienced that?
Again.
Okay, not you.
I have.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
But
what I
the
was
funny
wondering.
part about it is,
Oh.
I think I'm finna.
Oh, that. Okay, I
Don't tell
got
too
you.
much.
I
Nostalgia.
ain't gonna tell too much, but you
That
know,
nostalgia.
I was excited about trying to meet this person. I actually got to meet this particular person, and when they started talking, I was like, I'm cool.
Oh,
Yeah, I've been there too.
I'm
I've
like,
been there.
I'm good. You know, your appearance and you know your body's your aura sends off a good vibe until you open your mouth.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I'm
Okay.
very
I can
I'm
believe
very
that
careful
happened.
Okay.
about
I can
my
believe that
words.
happened.
All
I can
right.
believe
You know,
that.
when I'm around certain people,
Yeah.
you know, I'm very careful. But at the end of the day, like I said, my craziness come out in 2 days. So, you know, hey, you
Keeping
gonna,
it real.
Like,
you
like it or love it.
it is
Keeping
what
it
it
real.
is.
Yeah.
I
that's
love
what's
that.
true. Yeah. That's interesting. Jill, you skirted around the issue.
I'm just listening.
No, I
No,
want
your
to
turn.
know.
Talk. And
Do you
then Dr.
believe?
V,
do
guess
you
what?
Actually,
What was the
You're not
question?
gonna run away
Love
from
at
this.
first sight.
This
From
question.
which question?
Your question.
I believe, and like I commented on this, I said I believe in lust at first sight. I think a lot of people look real good. But like E said, and the older you get, I mean, when I was in my 20s, I really just cared that you look good. Or what, I mean, just being real. But the older I got and how I am now, of course I want you to look good, but I want you to speak well. I want you to be kind. I want you to be, you know, I will never see a person again if they are rude to the waiter, for example. Because there's things like that that are important to me. If I want to have you around my child, my family,
That's
my
right.
associates, you need to
Yes.
be able to fit into that. So I don't care if you're the most beautiful man on earth. If you do not
That's
fit
right.
into my world, you do not fit. So there's lust at first sight,
Yes.
but it
absolutely.
takes a lot for me to love you.
Yeah. And you know, so just thinking about what you're saying, Jill, the natural thing is that men are obviously attracted more so about, you know, from a visual perspective, where women, it is more about that man's mind, his intellect, and his shoes. No, I'm just
And
kidding.
that Bentley he driving,
I'm gonna ask you a
that
question.
Lamborghini he rolled up here.
You know how people always say, "Did you see his shoes?
I'm gonna ask
Did
you a
look at his
serious question.
shoes?" I'm like, no, because
No.
he may just be tricking you today.
I'm
He
gonna ask
just
you a
bought
serious
them.
question though, and this is honest God truth.
Right.
And I heard this. No, my sister said this to me. So you know, growing up, I always kept my shoes A1. But
That shoe gang.
the shoe, if you look at a man's shoe, and be honest,
Okay. No, I was. That's why I said, you know, I don't fall for that. It's just like a vehicle because you don't know. He may be driving his best
Yep.
friend's ride. So I don't play with around that kind of materialistic stuff.
Man, I hope
I'm
I'm
more
wrong.
about his lip, his.
his lip game.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm looking at your lip and your teeth. No, I'm just kidding. But you know the lip game. But let me just tell y'all that lip game comes from two different places.
I'm
So them lips, if those lips looking
Well.
crusty and busted, and you know, and that's one angle. But no, but seriously, but the words and the way he's talking,
Yes.
his
See,
intellect,
yes.
His intellect.
if
Yes.
that don't match,
Right.
you know, his mental, I
Right.
just can't.
Right.
Like you said, the person start talking, it's over. No matter how fine, it's a
Yeah.
wrap. Kind of like from
Yep.
that perspective.
And
but
people don't believe that. But I've always
Yeah.
said, like, I don't care what you drive. I care what drives
Yeah, I
you.
don't
I don't
either.
care
That's it.
where you live. I care
That's
how
right.
you live.
That's
that is
right.
real
That's
from
right.
a classy woman's perspective.
100%. That's 100%.
And that goes into one of these other questions and comments when I was talking about yesterday. Do we follow the concept or the idea of love? Most of us want the idea of love. Like the love at first sight. I think that's the idea of love. And Jill, you mentioned this. When we see lust at first sight, how
Mhm.
many of us really confuse lust
Oh, a lot of people.
with
For
love?
sure. Yeah.
Or we take the physical
Mm-hmm.
attributes or the physical contribution of a relationship
Mhm.
as love versus what love really is.
Yeah.
You know, I love her because she makes me feel this way. I love
Mhm.
him because he does this for me
Yeah.
versus the real true idea or the concept of love.
Yeah.
How many of us really confuse what love is for what we think it is?
And you know what? When you say that, you make me think about some people in relationships. They're always saying, "I love you, I love you, I love you too, boo boo. I love you, I love you," and then they go out and do all the things that I would say that represents anti-love,
Right.
but they have to say it. And I'm like, okay, at some point, it's like, who you trying to convince?
Mm-hmm.
Because now that you've cheated for the 15th time and it's, oh, I love you. I love you. Words mean nothing. And that's like I mentioned last night. That's one of the reasons why I said love is an action word to me.
Absolutely.
That is a
Yeah.
noun.
It's a noun.
I like when you keep
Here we
saying it's
go.
a noun.
Yeah.
Say it. You know how many nouns are in action?
That's a noun.
Yeah.
And we're gonna keep going. And that
We're
goes
gonna keep
into the
going.
next segue. Jump in, Jill, because I knew you had a comment. I'm gonna get this one, but jump in whenever you have your comment. The next one is, what is this new toxic love that everybody's talking about?
Oh.
It's many of them.
Oh.
Because you got your toxic, you got your Ike and Tina love.
I can
Mhm.
tell.
Is that what? Yeah.
And, you know, the man
Eating the cake?
eat the cake anime.
Feeding
But
your cake and
yeah, you
putting
got
a shoe down your throat.
Yeah, that kind of love. You know, you got your controlling love, which, you know, we had talked about that last week. You know, a lot of people use love as a control mechanism.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's not fair, because I could beat you right now and then turn around and say, baby, I love you.
Right.
Or I could go outside and cheat, or have my other woman pick me up, or, you know, in front of you, and then come home and say, baby, I love
But
you.
I love you.
You know what I'm saying?
You
so
said she done picked him up.
yeah,
picked him up
you
in
gotta
front
come
of-
and grab me right in front of you. So, but it's all toxic, because, and then let's look at the other side. We can't just talk about the men, because women do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy that men
even-
don't report the beatings they get from their woman.
They're embarrassed. Yeah.
Because I'm gonna
Exactly.
talk about you.
See, don't. I
No,
know.
no,
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 you're not. No, you're not.
No, I really would. I don't believe in anybody hitting anybody.
No, me neither. And
I really would.
But you're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about you. But no, it's crazy, because it's a lot of men that would take that beating because he do not want to put his hands on it.
Mhm.
Yes,
Right.
that's true.
So you have to commend them type of cats.
Yes.
But
No, it's
I'm
called
not
get
finna
the
stay in
keys
there.
and say adios.
Yeah, but I'm not finna stay there if you putting your hands on me. That's one of my pet peeves. Hey, you put your hands on me, we done. Period. We ain't got nothing to say. I don't care how much I love you.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I gotta go, because now I gotta lay next to the person that put their hands on me, and my thought process is probably putting you through the wall.
Yeah.
And
while
you know
sleep.
what? And you know what? You're talking about that, and there's a lot of women, men living that right now, and
Correct.
they're in that relationship, and they stay in that relationship, and they're going to stay in that relationship until they can see clear the way out, especially the way out alive.
Right.
And so, you know, I've been in that situation.
But
and
then
then-
again, you got your. Remember this one though. This is the. And we need to report our parents for this one.
don't go there. Don't do it.
I need to
That-
call
that
Child
love.
Protective
Yeah,
Service.
seriously.
That's love.
919. Have you ever got a beaten by your parents and they say, I only did it because I love you?
Yes.
I
Now,
plead
why
the
couldn't we
fifth.
get out that relationship?
I plead the fifth.
I mean,
Well, that's why I'm saying. So sometimes you
So,
stay because of love.
But my question is, what is the difference?
It's
When you say the difference between that or a man or
The-
a
the
woman
What is the
being
difference?
abusive, the
What
domestic
is
violence.
what is the difference?
The difference is sometimes it's fear that keeps you in there, just like that child that want to call CPS on that parent. But they already know the repercussions.
well, what your mama said. You better dial 911 in the first, because
Yeah.
when they get here, I'm
And
on
so
you.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So in a relationship, you have to think about all of that, you
Yeah.
know, the repercussions.
But I want to get into, and y'all, I want to, as E always say, I want to go left field with this.
Uh-oh.
You
But-
can't.
But hold on.
right
I'm
field.
gonna
Left is mine.
go right field. But all right, here's what he's saying: a toxic love, and you talked about. And Doc V, I've worked with domestic violence and things like that. So no, I would never. It's a dangerous thing either way. A man to
Absolutely.
woman, woman to man is dangerous.
Mhm.
But the problem is, not only does the man convince the woman that he loves her, the woman or the abused person convince themselves
Right.
Yes.
That they are
can't,
loved.
yeah, that they
Right.
are loved, or they don't want to leave that person because they love them, and it would hurt that person more for them to leave them, and that's
Yeah.
that's something that they have to deal with. But I've seen that happen,
That's
and that's why I
right.
see we confuse love. You say, I'm gonna stay contently because I love that person, be it man or woman, whoever the abuser is, but you don't want to see them hurt, so you decide to
So
stay
you
there.
decide to stay, and that's why we
Yes.
have to wrap the mental, and we don't, not for everything, of course, but sometimes there is some mental damage
Yes.
there mental confusion or whatever it is, like you say, you thinking he loves you.
Yeah.
You're afraid to be without that person. And so think about, what's that song and the movie? There's a thin line
yes.
between love and hate.
Yes.
You know, so that, like he said in that song, she gonna fool you one day.
Right,
You
right.
know, she moving through thinking you loving her, and then, but once it's something clicks,
Right.
when the lights come on, then the game changes.
And let's be
So,
real. I mean, there are a lot of very successful, intelligent women that are in relationships to where they are getting abused, whether it be physical, mental. And like you said, so much anguish and so much mental abuse sometimes comes way before the physical abuse. And so by the time you're hit here, you're already hit here.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
let's really think it, because we want to stay within love.
We
How can
want to
you
stay
put
in
that-
love, but I just
Yeah.
want to add this because, Jill, what you just said, honey, because we're going to help these ladies tonight. We're going to help them. What you just said. And at the same time, before it was already here. It was actually here before the physical, before you hit me. You see this stuff coming.
Exactly.
And it's the same way. That's why I tell you, before that door slammed and you saw my back, I was already leaving you. So
Right,
every kiss was a kiss goodbye. You know when it's over.
Yeah.
And but again, like I said, you have to stay safe.
Yeah.
So I'm just talking to somebody right there,
no,
trying to
and-
help
and
you.
I
Neutral
respect
voices,
that.
we trying to help
and
you.
before you go, I mean, just to solidify that, I mean, you stay because you think you love them. You leave because you finally know that
No,
you love
that-
yourself.
More.
And
There
that's
you
what
go.
it
There
means.
you
That's
go.
a message we want to
Absolutely.
get.
That's it, honey.
There
That's
you go.
it.
Yeah. And we're going to move off this toxic, but I got one more abuse that we really don't talk about. And that's where the humiliation,
Okay.
where we abuse people and we think we love them. And I talked about that material love, where you make it seem like if I don't make enough, you know, you're not going to love me.
Yeah.
If I don't buy you, if you're not dripping Gucci, but I'm working 90 hours a week,
Oh, yeah.
you know, trying to pay all the bills, but you know, you're not dripping. That is,
That's a
I
problem.
think that's the only way I can love you is to show you that materialistic love. I got to make sure, because you live this lifestyle, I got to make sure that you stay up to it.
You're kept
Well, the only
in that
Maintain it.
the
lifestyle.
only reason they in that lifestyle is and try to stay in that lifestyle because they know they got a dummy.
Well, no,
I
I mean,
agree.
And that's
I
just
won't
I mean,
say
let's be
you.
real, it's
I
real.
won't, I won't 100% say
No,
that.
yes,
right.
it is. I mean, I'm
No.
gonna tell you like this: if a person don't wise up, you know, and honestly, you think this person love you. Like I said, love can be played in a manipulated way,
Yes.
in the best way.
Mhm.
So if I could get you to think I really love you,
You can get anything.
I
you
get
want.
anything I
That's it.
want from you. So if I know how to manipulate the game, I can have you working 130 hours a day, and it's only 24 hours
Okay,
in
I
a
feel
day.
what you're saying.
You see
I
what I'm saying?
absolutely feel
So
what
and
you're
just
saying.
to keep me moving the way I want to move, but that
Mhm.
person that's getting done like that, if they don't realize that's not love, it's something wrong.
Yeah, and they're gonna be like that with every person
Yeah,
that
they're
they're
gonna be
with.
like that. with
Buying a
every person.
PS5 for every dude they date.
How many
Mhm.
you done bought?
0. Bought a Nintendo
Hey,
64.
but if somebody
You
want
can
to
deal
buy me,
with it.
buy me a PS5, you're more than welcome. I love you.
Yeah, right.
Right.
See? Yeah, but you're right, Clarence. Those people are out there.
And we're gonna get into this, Doc V, because you asked a question before and we're gonna address your question
What was my question?
about the love language
Oh,
and about
when,
how you
okay.
display love and how you send out that you want to be loved.
Oh,
you're-
you mean before we got
Yes.
on air?
Yes, before we got
okay.
on air.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got
So
I was just saying because it's 5 love languages, and I was
Mm-hmm.
just asking you guys, what is your real love language?
Food.
Somebody got to bring it to the table.
food,
Said food.
Is that on the list?
Food.
food. I don't. see
If you
food
can
on-
cook,
What are some
If
of
you
the?
can cook, okay, I like that.
If you
What
can
what
cook.
this says.
What if you can eat?
So
gotta cook.
so here are the 5 love languages: the acts of service, words of affirmation, touch, time, and giving.
Mhm.
So of those 5,
Give me some food.
give
Take the
me
time
some
to
food
cook it.
so it can touch your belly.
So you can touch my belly.
Okay,
And
y'all
I give
see
you
that?
affirmation that it was good or not.
Okay,
I feel you.
that's the act of
I feel
service you
I
want them to
feel
do.
you.
Yes.
You done wrapped all 5 of them.
Yes. He wants all of it.
Okay.
Every love language
All
that there is.
Yeah, I guess you can do that.
But see, I like that point, and that's one of the reasons that I brought this up to you, because we were having a conversation, I think Monday, and it was off the air, and somebody said that when they realize when they do active service, they must be a really loving person. Too many times we think, again, that love is this emotional thing. Love is this attachment thing. But when the old lady down the street that you know nobody's going to come cut her grass.
Yeah.
And you go cut her grass
Yes.
every week. That's love.
Right.
That's love.
That you shovel her snow.
Mhm.
You go to the grocery store. But that's why I say we don't really get into the real idea of love because we think we're going into these myths of love.
Well, and love isn't always so extravagant. Sometimes love
Yeah.
is
Simple.
text me when you get home. Have you eaten? Are you hungry? Be
That's
safe.
right.
Be
Concern.
careful. Drive safe. You know, sometimes,
Absolutely.
like you said, shoveling somebody's drive. Those are acts of love. They're not extravagant, massive, tell the world acts of love, but those are all acts of love.
Okay, so-
I'm gonna have to say this, and I'm somewhere finna agree with you. I don't know why. I'm just trying to make me nervous. But, to keep it plain, love is very simple.
It's simple.
Literally, it's
You think
real.
it's simple?
Love is very simple, and I'm gonna tell
I
you
love
how.
that you said that.
I'm gonna tell you how, because like she said, it's the small things, it's the simple things that really don't take much time out your day to do that you did for somebody, or you know, just simple things. Conversation, hey, how you doing? It don't have to be a long out, drawn out this, that. I ain't gotta throw out no big old birthday party or no big
Oh
old,
no.
you know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
Just a simple thing of, hey,
But
there's a rose for you.
right, but
And then
when
just the kindness. Your
but when you
kindness.
say that, and I love and definitely attaching kindness to it, but when you say that, and like the Bible says to love your neighbor as yourself, and then the Bible even takes it, I'm going to say a lot further to say love your enemies.
Mhm.
So when you say it's easy, and you think
I
about
said
somebody that or simple or easy,
I'm gonna ask you a question.
is it easy to love
do-
your enemy?
I'm gonna ask you a question. How simple is it for you to love yourself?
For me to love myself,
Yes.
that's easy.
Exactly.
But
Man.
no, because
Uh-huh.
I'm saying there's a lot of people out there that honestly have hatred in their heart
Right,
toward another man that has done nothing
And-
to them.
and-
So
I get that.
everybody, and so since we're actually talking to America and not about me, my point is there's a lot of people that's dealing with a struggle of loving their neighbor and loving their enemy.
And,
so
and
let's
here's the thing.
talk about
and
that.
I'm going to agree with E where it's so simple. And I said this when we talked about love before. Love means I will do you no harm. I might not like you. I might not agree with you. I might not want to be around you. But the love for me will not let me harm you. My love for you
Yes.
is to not engage you, not be around you, not because if it gets to the point, you know, you wear me thin and I'm around you, then I could do you harm. If I
See,
can do you
that's
harm,
what I'm
then
getting
I
ready
don't
to
have any
say.
love for you. So
Correct.
love is simple.
Right.
Loving my enemy is just like
And
this.
love
I
is-
don't agree with you. I don't have to cross paths with you. I just want to do
And
you
love
no
is
harm.
patient
It's
and
patient,
kind,
yes.
and it doesn't keep record of wrongdoing.
Right.
Doesn't
So that
boast.
means that's right. So that means you can't get tired of loving. You can't reach a peak of okay, I've loved you enough because love has no ending.
I mean,
Love
from a
is
distance.
forever because faith, hope, and love. And what is the greatest of them
Love
all?
is the greatest of them all.
So think about how strong your faith has to be. Your faith has to be with you until the end.
Right.
And so love is greater than that. And if you are walking around without hope, see what that looks like.
Yeah.
Clarence
So,
is going to bring us out with
you
Whitney
see?
Houston, the greatest love of all.
The greatest love of all. It has to be.
You're gonna-
See?
I want to
I'm
see the
just-
Muhammad Ali
so,
version.
so I'm trying to keep it real
No, you're right.
for our viewers, our listeners, that it's okay if you feel like it's a challenge to love your enemy, because some of you, that's your struggle. That's your prayer. God,
Absolutely.
help me to know how to love those that come against me. And you're struggling in that area, but you don't want to have that struggle. Well, first, in order to move past that, you have to admit that this is hard, God.
Right.
This person, maybe harmed my mother. This person abused my child.
Yeah.
Whatever. There's so many other things that could happen. And so you say, I feel some type of way, and I don't know if this is hate, but help me to overcome.
I got
And
you.
so in order to love, you have to forgive, but you have to also admit the truth. So I say, and this is just me, I know y'all got it all together, But it's hard sometimes if somebody has abused people that you love
Right.
That's
or
true.
abused
Right.
you.
That's true.
You have to stay prayerful and say, God, I'm human. So help me not
Help
to
me.
ever mistreat that person or to speak evil against that person.
But
Right.
the love,
To love
the love
them.
comes in when you are asking God. That shows the love.
Yeah,
You
and that's
know,
what
you
I'm
already
saying.
got
So
some.
it can't be, Lord, I love my enemy, but just
Right.
this one time
Strike 'em.
I need to.
Right.
No.
Well,
it
sometimes to
doesn't
love
work that
means to
way.
let go of everything, that
Everything.
doesn't encompass love.
Absolutely.
We progress with love. We don't progress with hate or
That's
holding,
absolutely
holding
right.
any kind of grudge.
Exactly.
And we're going to get out of here, but we're going to have a little fun, Doc V. Let's talk about some fun facts of love.
Lord.
Oh, I'm out.
Well-
We're gonna go.
Go ahead, Doc V.
Actually, I've been dropping them on y'all all along, but I'm gonna hit you with this one. There's this thing they say: if you look someone in the eyes, and we're talking about your partner, so don't go around staring at strangers. But if you look at them, your partner, for 3 minutes in their eyes, and this, you want to put this, make this kind of intimate. Play some good music and light a candle or something. But you look them and you
Turn
stare
off
them
the
in their
lights.
optic span. Look, he said, turn off the lights.
Light a
And you
candle.
look them in their optic spans deep in there for 3 minutes. And all of a sudden, guess what happens? Boom, boom. Oh, y'all hear that?
A stroke.
Your heart actually
Well, it's-
sinks.
do it-
Your heartbeats actually has the same rhythm and they beat together
Who told you
as
that?
one.
Is that in that song, Two Hearts That Beat As One? What's the name of that song?
Hey,
Isn't it a
all
song?
I'm telling y'all is y'all got to believe some of this stuff. I'm not going to go into any personal
Yeah.
stuff.
3
but all I
minutes?
can say-
3 minutes.
3
3
minutes.
That's too
minutes.
long.
Staring into somebody's, I'd be like,
Find somebody who find some. Well, don't find somebody.
Find somebody. Come here.
But go. No, I can't tell you to go home and do it.
Have a
But
staring
Clarence,
match.
I can tell you to do it. Try it with your
You and your wife
and
tonight.
you fall in love all over
Yep,
again.
3 minutes.
Yes,
You and your wife.
3 minutes. Optic spam time.
You do a lot for
Let's
in
get
3
it.
minutes.
Let's get it, baby.
I don't
Optic
think-
spam.
I don't think his wife
Try
can even
it.
look at him
For 3 minutes.
I was gonna pick someone else.
Not
Actually,
tonight. Not tonight. Not tonight.
No, I'm just saying, period. I
Okay.
ain't just not,
Okay.
I mean, look at you from
All right,
across the room.
here's another one. I'll give you this one. That you know how people say we are attracted to the opposite, opposites attract,
Mm-hmm.
but the truth is your similarities pull you to that person. So it's not necessarily the
Right.
opposite.
I agree. I want to meet.
You're like you know you trying to marry yourself.
What, Claire? I don't want the opposite of me.
That's
I
why
want
Jill.
a me.
Jill. That's why she's
There
single.
can't be
She's
two
trying
of
to
you.
find
There
another
can't be
Jill.
two of you.
Oh,
She's trying
could
to
you
find another
imagine?
Jill.
No. No. But, and we're going to get out of here, but we're going to leave you with this. Love never fails. Think about that. Love is infallible. That means it's there. The only problem is love is not the problem. We are the problem. We are the problem. So we have to get ourselves together. We got to figure out what love is. We got to learn how to utilize love properly. All the things we talked about today and yesterday, we have to be the love.
And love the enemy within.
Love the enemy.
Because you ever
within.
hear him say the
Yeah.
enemy?
Yes.
Yeah, so sometimes we got to make sure we move ourselves out of the way and love ourselves so that we can love
You know why
someone
love don't
else.
fail? Because God is love.
Because God is love. Is that it?
And we thank you for joining
Yes.
us tonight. Come back with us next week. We're going to have a new topic and we're going to have fun. But we're going to do it all out of love. We're going
Always
to do it all
have
out of
fun.
love.
Always.
But as we say, as you love everybody, even your enemy, always protect your mind. Thank you and have a
Always.
good night.